Now, dear students, coming to Thematic Apperception Test, this is in your stage 2. And what is the principles that help you? We have already, as I have told you again and again, please study the master notes. It will help you a lot to open your wisdom. Remember, world is looking for your wise form. World is looking for your impressive form. There is nothing like deep psychology. If you are ready to change your thoughts, if you are ready to become more practical, more intelligent, more wiser, everybody is going to appreciate that. When we were born naked. Yes. Anybody wore a suit or something like came out and then, excuse me, nurse, did they do that? No. Everybody came out naked. Later we learned to wear clothes. Later we grew up to eat food. And we learned to speak. We learned to master education. We did everything after we grew up. Yes or no? So when you have evolved, we also want a better evolved form for the armed forces as an officer, as a leader. Everybody becomes a good leader. When a cadet joins NDA or IMA or any other place, he is simple youth. But when he comes out after commission, he becomes an officer. And the moment he becomes an officer, he has been trained in many aspects, right from his behavior, right from his working pattern, right from his technology knowledge. He is made an overall champion. So remember, learning is open to you and learning you must. Psychology is sometimes misgoverned by wrong thoughts because we do not have right thinking or we do not have right people who have directed us what is right and what is wrong. Anything which hurts others, anything which is illogical, anything which looks stupid, anything which irritates others, anything which is unlawful is wrong. What is relevant, what is for benefit of all, what may be untrue but is beneficial for the nation or for the people at large is right. Is it clear? So now here we begin with our thematic story writing test. You have to learn this. Now see, recommended, what is this theory all about? This theory comes from what has happened with the recommended candidates. What did the recommended candidates do to get selected? So over the 30 plus years, what they've done, we picked that research material, we identified and we related that what they did, who did logical, who did relevant, got selected. So it's a very simple thing. But why are everybody not doing it? Because basically there are so many pundits everywhere in the YouTube, everywhere in different academies. Every day some new officer comes with a limited set of knowledge. They give that limited set of knowledge without filtering it. Sometimes they are giving beautiful knowledge. Sometimes they are giving you not a complete knowledge. That is unfortunate. And particularly when you are staying there for 15 days, they are giving you, say, 4 or 5 days also for story writing. It is not enough. Your thought needs to explode, it needs to evolve. It takes more time than those 15 days of coaching which you are attending. It may be giving you an exposure or process, but will certainly not influence you enough to become wise both by understanding and by practice. There are some people who have understanding, but they fear to express, they fear to write, and they're poor in practice. They can't complete their stories. So if you will not practice, you will not be able to improve. But if you don't have the wisdom, you will do the basic mistake. You will not be able to complete. Clear? Now we go further. Application process of cognitive. What do you mean by thinking? You know, every behavior has a source. It is a thought. So if your thought is right, your behavior will be right. Your psychology will be right. Your conduct will be right. Clear? Yes? No? Okay. Next. So the first step which we have to do is recognize the picture. Now, recognizing why I want you to learn, there are many people who do not have right format of recognizing. They treat people with limited format, or they treat people wrongly with wrong format. What is the difference between an animal and a human being? Animal treats something similarly in one way, but human being processes them differently. Yes or no? Your emotions, your intelligence processes differently. When you see a lady, you may see a teacher in the lady, you may see a student in the lady, you may see a daughter in the lady, you may see a mother in the lady, you may see a grandmother in the lady, you may see authority in the lady, that may be a district officer, somebody senior officer. Now when you have different thought perception, which is right as per the situation, your approach will automatically be wise. There are some people who live in their own love. I am the best, I know everything, and I can do everything. So what they do is, they have limited ways of approaching people. They just say, this is this, so this is this, this is this, so this is this, this is this, so this. Clear, not clear? They do not want to see further. That is unfortunate. So the first step is recognizing the picture rightly. If you don't recognize the picture rightly, you have done the basic mistake. You will automatically write a nonsense story. Because the picture is the stimulus. Stimulus means the spark, the button to start. So then you are doing the mistake. Everybody attentive? Everybody? Yes? Okay. Now in recognizing the picture, the perception of picture appropriately should be as per logic. We are not here to write whimsical. That whatever we feel, we start writing a story which is whimsical, our mood, we feel this is what I want to write, so I'm writing. You like it, fine. You don't like it, fine. It doesn't work like that. Everybody understands logic, everybody understands common sense, everybody appreciates common sense. Yes, no. Clear, not clear? So always do it logically. Now here we come down to the first logic. Positive action picture. What do you mean by positive action picture? This picture shows a man walking with a son and a lady walking in a car parking kind of thing. Now what is he doing? It's a normal neutral situation where he is doing something. But since we are writing a story where we can show that this is nothing wrong with this picture, nothing wrong, yes or no? It's a positive action, so we call it positive action picture. There is no reason that we show that while they were walking, the meteorite from the sky came and fell on top of them. Now if you do that, what are you doing? You have negative thought, you have fear factor. You think stupidly that the world will fall on your head. In my case, it will not apply because it will slip. It's very smooth here. Jokes apart, coming back to the situation. So what is it? What is it here? What is you can normally write. Now here in this positive action picture, you remember, if you are a boy, you remember your childhood. If you are a grown-up girl, you may be remembering helping your younger brother along with the other brother or your colleague, yes or no? Or you may be thinking something or the other. So if now look at this, different background, different perception. Yes or no? There is a girl sitting in the class, she is reminded, okay, I am taking my younger brother with the help of one of the colleagues or a friend or neighbor, yes or no? Yes, there is another boy who is thinking that he is taking his younger brother. There is another person who does not have a brother, but he is thinking of helping the neighbor. There is another person who is thinking that he was crossing the road and he found a lady having some difficulty, his son had some problem, so he started helping. Yes or no? In either case, the character which you have created as a hero is doing some positive action, is doing something relevant to the situation. Yes or no? Why does problem come into your mind? But action should be positive is okay. But why does you think of negative action? Now there are some people who may think that he was a thief, he caught him. Now all these kind of situations clearly see why did this thought come into him? Because he is not looking that bad, but why is he creating a thief? Why is he creating that there was a brother, he used to never study, so they caught hold of him and took him to the school? Why? Because you have negative thought process. You may have been a person who may have been taken to the school, you may have been negative, you may have seen negative people, that is why the thought comes into your mind. But if you see positive, you can think something relevant, yes or no. Now, if you have been very helpful to your younger brother, and one day so-and-so came to know that his younger brother is going to give the first debate of his life, and he was feeling very edgy and nervous, so she sat down with him, or he sat down with him and gave him a lot of tips of different things, made him practice more and more. With every practice, the nervousness reduced, and finally the time came that he was sounding wonderful. He made sure that the other people also encourage the person so that his confidence multiplies. Yet he was feeling edgy, so he decided that he will go and drop him till the school. And as there were invitees for the debate, so he decided he himself will be there to serve as a motivation to his younger brother. So finally his brother went for the debate competition, and he behind the stage kept boosting him up. He spoke brilliantly, and then after the event was getting over, the results were announced. His younger brother had picked up a wonderful position, had been selected as the third or second or first, whatever the case may be. And he came happily to hug with his brother. Then he said, no, you've done wonderful. And then as the competition was to go on further, he left. Got it? Now in this story, what have you delivered? You have delivered how you are encouraging to your younger brother, how you help each other, how you have motivated him, how you have inspired him. Now what are we seeing as an SSB person? How you inspire your soldiers, how you will inspire by taking participation, how you will do by taking that extra pain. Is it clear? Because younger brother is not a younger brother. Younger brother is symbolism of your soldiers, juniors, which you will face tomorrow. What you learn in the past, you apply it in the future. Is it clear to all of you? So in positive action picture, we get an opportunity to relate a story where we have had a good experience. It can be anything. It can be a football match. It can be a debate competition. It can be anything. It can be a family situation also where they have to go buy things, help him, yes or no, or go help him understand, whatever it can be. But it has to be someone relevant. Now, one more thing. Should we make this boy as the hero? He's too young. He's too young. So automatically it will not correlate with our theory, our personality. But if we take this boy, which is 20 years, approximately 2021, it will do well. If the girl takes it as a girl, 2021, fine. Because what is happening? You are indirectly reflecting your personality, your thought process, your way of looking at your younger brother, at your life, at your positive action. Am I right? In the process, the psychologist will get a right message about who you are and how you behave and how you help. Is it clear? Understood? Clear, not clear? So picking up the right kind of character, creating a right kind of story with a positive action is a way to look at it and to reflect yourself. See, if you go back, whatever I have told you, I have not told you something which is out of the heaven or somewhere from Mars or from Jupiter. I've told you something which is day to day. You must be doing something good with the other people in the neighborhood, friend, others. You must have. And you must have worked as a team. Maybe there is a person, suppose he's had a small heat stroke, so you went personally and got him treated. Yes, you must have done. You must have helped something. You must have genuinely made an effort. Okay, if you want to write a social story that you realize that there is a poor boy's child, very talented but not getting an opportunity, so went down to the NGO, requested them, convinced, right, and thereafter got him an opportunity. Write practical stories. Don't write that sold off the house and gave it to him. No, you cannot do it, and you must not do it. Yes or no? So what have you done? You have shown resourceful behavior. You have connected with the NGO, you have connected the person with the need, you have shown intelligence, analysis, and good action. Am I right? So this can be there. Have you got an idea? Now there was a question by some students that how should we end the story? You can end the story with success of the boy, settlement of the boy, the winning of the debate competitor. Yes, who is the hero? Our hero is a man who has helped him. But do we want everything out of the help? If we want everything out of the help, we are not genuinely good. We are a calculator. And whenever we are a calculator, we are artificial, we are not deep. Is it clear? Yes or no? You're getting what I mean to say? So as far as ideas are concerned, I have one suggestion to all of you, particularly the last benches also, that while you are going for a story, when you will practice enough, you automatically will be having a good mind, and everybody, while you're listening to me also, you will only appreciate what is logical. If I speak something illogical, you may shrug it off. You may not find it reasonable, and you will say, okay, thanks buddy, no, I don't want to listen to it. We are Gen Z, Gen X, stay away, we are fine. So I am not doubting that, I am not questioning that, but I am training you. You will always, wise students always pick logical solutions, and they utilize it for the future with further changes. So don't write a story, whatever I have suggested, dot to dot as sir has said it, so it is golden words. No. You can go sit down at your home and you think, okay, this can also be there, that. But don't overload it, but make it relevant and think in your way. You can also use details of your places. Like if you have been in Agra and you want to write about Agra city somewhere, or you have been in some place where you literally felt a similar thing, spark a memory, you want to write that, write it. There's nothing wrong in writing all this, but you should write from your heart. Now, why am I telling you? All of you, I can see that all of you have gone through these similar experiences. You have always helped your younger brother, younger junior in the class. You have also helped along with the teachers. Maybe you can write a story. One day he was called by the teacher that one of the boys picked up, so he went with the teacher. Yes or no? Yes or no? You can write. And these kind of stories speak volume about you. Volume means volume about you. Now, one more thing before we end this positive action is, what should we do in positive action for ourselves? You know, if God has blessed you wisdom, and if you have had a good past history, don't you think that you have done good things in your life till now? If you have done good things in your life till now, you have worked properly with teachers, you have worked properly with your sister, you have worked properly in the public, you have done properly something which is coming back to your memory lane. Can't you write a story, something which is very similar to your experience? Yes or no? Now, what will be the benefit? The benefit will be two. Number one, you have written a story for the picture which you were supposed to. Second, you have reflected something from your heart. So you have been original and you have been positive. Which is the best part? Is it clear? So when you walk into the interview, whatever you look, you are. whatever you will talk, you are, and that is the best part. There are some people who write stories which are from outer space, but they are not that way. So what happens when they write stupid stories? Then what happens? They are not able to correlate, they are not able to tell, and in the process go to zero. Remember, we are working with the study not only for students but also for the mentors who have been unfortunately with limited knowledge mentoring people. We are trying to raise the bar of the education level for the Indian Armed Forces so that great officers are created, because officers also realize that their wild thoughts are not appreciated. There are so many officers who even after getting into armed forces became a victim of honey trap. What does it say? It speaks that they are human, that they also do errors. And what is to be done in that case? They have to be made wiser not to get into honey trap. Yes or no? It is only illusion, so don't live in it. Clear? So everybody is ready for learning, and everybody should learn to evolve, to correct time to time, to be excellent. Yes or no? Yes or no? And the one who always corrects person is always relevant, logical, is always a great person, great officer, great human being. Clear? So positive action समझ में आ गया everybody? Now let's go to the second one. Positive situation picture. How is it different? Positive वो भी था, positive ये था. Positive action में तो वो मदद करते हुए दिखा. He is helping a person. But in positive situation, what is the person doing? He is getting a reward. It's a situation where his hard work is there. Now one more thing I want to teach you. Please pay attention. Backbenchers, please. In this picture, since this action is taking place, this can be used while writing a story in the middle. Not understood. That there was a person, then he went with the teacher. So what have we written? Correlation of the picture very clearly in the middle part. Yes or no? Though we use the thought, but we have written in the middle part. Yes? Now, here in positive situation, we will use this thing in the last part. Yes or no? We will not write a flashback story. Do we plan that? No, not required. Because the officer says, what did you see, what you thought, what you must have done, or what was the result, right? So what have you seen? He's received an award, first position. So you have achieved first. If you have done, immediately play the music. Because this picture is to hit the guitar. If you have come first, if you've got award, which you all must have in something or the other. It may be in dance, it may be in debate, it may be in cultural activity, it may be as a house captain, it may be as a student, it may be as a science project. Yes or no? So if you remember that, then utilize this picture. Come on guys, I'm going to write my heart out. So you write a story in which the person after so-and-so final efforts got the first award, right? And what all you did, how you did it, you can write in that picture. Clear? Right? Yes or no? If there is a girl, you have to write that. If there is a boy, you can even write of your classmate, how he worked hard and yes or no? He understood? There is no limitation. Suppose you must have worked very hard and you got second prize. And this picture is showing of a boy receiving first prize. And in your competition also the boy had got first prize. And you want to write that she worked hard and finally after tough competition, she also made it the grade. Though the boy had got the first position, she got the second position. We can write. You may say, sir, मेरी फोटो गलत तो दिख नहीं रही. नहीं, मन तो आ गया. Your heart has gone there, your mind has gone there, your emotions have been sparked, so you can write. Now I want to teach you something about emotions. What happens when a man is cunning? Trust me, I have met many. Whenever you meet cunning people, they never fear to express their cunningness. Moment you give them a good project, the first thing they're going to do is show their cunning nature. If a man is business minded, always thinks of money, they will not think of humanity, they will only think of money. If the man is valued, he will always think of values first and then of business. But there are people who will think of business, they will think of business first and not of values. This is the sense of power that emotion in us governs. If we are kind, we will be kind. If we are cruel, we will be cruel with everyone. Trust me, this is the truth. Clear, not clear? Understood? So remember this. So here we can use that emotion. We have remembered as a girl, if you have remembered your second position you want to write, you can still use the picture and write your story. Because this is reminding you that you just lost by 2 marks to the person who got the first mark. Yes or no? So what's wrong? Why can't I write? You can write. In PPRT, they tell you to write with the hero in the mind. In this case, they do not tell you, they tell you to write your heart out. So here you can use things in a not very far. Now don't start going into very hyper side, but normal. Is it clear? Everyone, back. Okay. So here we go, positive situation. Now we come to negative action. Now in negative action, we see somebody is fighting, somebody is killing, trying to kill someone, someone is doing this. Now in what will you do in negative action? I mean, as a good person, as a human being, as a person who's positive, as a person who's responsible, as a person who's cooperative, as a person who is intelligent, what are you going to do? You're going to plan it out to catch hold of the criminal, to catch hold of the person, punish the person. Yes or no? So here in negative action, you are seeing people fighting. If you have been a school monitor, class monitor, house captain, anything, you must have come across the situation when few friends got into unnecessary quarrel, and before you could realize, they started pushing each other. What are you going to do in that case? Or what you did in that case? What you did, you rushed up, separated them, listened to the point, resolved the matter, made them understand, told them about the discipline. They realized that next time they were again getting, this time they took him to the principal. See, when you have experienced and you have acted brilliantly, why don't you express yourself? When you have really done it, and you must have, as a class monitor you must have, as a house captain you must have. Why do you want to make a fantabulous, fantastic, stupid story? Let me tell you, yesterday I was sitting with Prime Minister and I had an opportunity to talk to him, and he asked me, would you give me a suggestion? Now this conversation which I just told you for 1 minute, all of you, rather each one of you must be thinking that this person now is bluffing at the top grade. Number 1, if I met him, this is not the place to discuss. Number 2, if I have not met him, what am I trying to do? Escalate my status to show that as a Prime Minister, he is such a busy man, such a hard-working man, with all the type of problem right now. He is managing a lot of things. Who am I? No one. So sometimes when person talks too big, that person looks stupid. If that rule applies to me, that rule applies to you all also. So if you write any story where you try to show that you are someone out of the world and you came and you told, hey, listen, and everything disappeared, you start behaving that you were Aladdin, you know, that Aladdin's jinn came up and all these fantasies, then I'm sorry to say your stories are not acceptable, not acceptable, not acceptable. And it shows that you're still in your childishness. If you are childish, you will think of childy thought that the Superman will come, those people will do. Nobody in the life helps, will trust me. I have spent 55, 56 years now on this earth, and in this earth I have realized that unfortunately, fortunately, nobody can really help you except you yourself. Nobody is ready to take your woes properly. They may support for some time. Understanding is very poor, particularly for hardworking, excellent person or of any other kind who is very, very hardworking or very competitive. Because they think, why will so and so need me? But actually, everybody may need you. But that is how life is. So become strong, stronger, strongest. Is it clear? Any doubts? So got this picture? In negative action, you can go down to your administrative story. You can create a police inspector who caught hold of few people fighting and they took action against it. You can think of that once his father immediately saw two friends of his fighting, immediately saw, yes or no? Yes or no? So this kind of thing, or you can find out that they started fighting and they literally came to the road. So this gentleman who was there, he immediately stopped them, got them out of the road. They would have met an accident. They also realized that they were fighting for a foolish cause. Whatever you want to do, you can write. Experiment your thought. And one more thing which I want to teach each one of you, that whenever you write your story, after the end of the story, read it. See, are you using negative words unnecessarily? Are you talking of too much pain, complain, cry? Or you're just relevantly talking of a situation and thinking of the solution? Are you unnecessarily showing words of frustration, nonsensical thoughts, irrelevant points, negative points, unnecessary? Or is your story going right? I hope your story is not sounding melodramatic. It is not looking very, very artificial. It is looking practical. Yes or no? So once you do this, oh my God, you're going to do brilliant, 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 brilliant. Clear? Any doubts? Got the point? Yes or no? So go by that. Now we go down to negative situation picture. What is negative situation? Now negative action we have already explained you. Positive action we have shown you. Positive situation we have taught you. Now negative situation is the pictures where you see accident has taken place. A dead body is lying. A earthquake has happened. A flood has happened. Now that is a situation. Do we cry for it? What do we do in that case? Get into a mindset to solve it. Yes or no? Please tell me. Come on, all of you. Yes or no? We'll go into a mindset to solve it. So here a person has passed away. Maybe his father. So and so unfortunately lost his father. He being the elder son. Now this can be imaginative. If you have faced it, do it. I lost my mother. So when I saw a dead body, I immediately was reminded for my mother's thing, and I took a vow in front of my mother that, okay, mom, you always said boys never cry. I'll try my best never to do that. Though I'm sorry to admit that there have been situations where I landed up into that situation, but again I recouped back from there. Because those lovely mother's word echoed in my life. Boys never cry. Yes or no? Similarly, you must have learned something in case you have missed your father, brother, sister, something which inspires you, which motivates you, which told you to go and become a warrior, to become a champion, to take the legacy forward. Yes or no? So you can write that. Lately, that was SSB time. Lately, I lost my father. Suppose I write anything, then I'll think of my father and tell how he passed away, but he was also this. Yes or no? Clear, not clear? So this is something which you have to understand. What is negative situation? Negative situation has to be taken as a positivity. It is to be taken as a challenge. It is to be taken as a reality, and it is to be solved, not cried and cried upon. If you are a strong person in the mind, particularly necessary for the armed forces. In the armed forces, you see the different movies. There are times when we have to take very tough decisions because we have to survive the nation. Human madness is enormous. Otherwise, after education, do we need an army? We don't need. But human madness, enormous. Usurping other properties, greed, madness, enormous. Everybody has it in plenty. We are basically from animal kingdom, and animals are animals. They may be well educated, but they may not be educated. When they are not educated, they are total wild, and when they are well educated, they may not be so wild. But the color of animal remains in us, and that is why the warfare. So what do we do in that case? Clear? Yes or no? Read the book. Please read the book. I've given you lots and lovely of stories, ideas, examples. It's going to open your mind forever. I particularly feel for the girls who get very limited opportunity. They already have so many things. They have a thinking mind, but they don't have material to read. This book will help them to get some directive. We are also going to give you a lot of other things related to mastering story writing, mastering VAT, mastering everything in small ebook form, coming very soon, and we are going to make it possible by the end of November. You'll have it everything at your doorstep. But some of you are going for SSB now, so it is very important. Where do you pick it up? The book is there in the Amazon. We're going to very soon come to Flipkart and other places, but first start with that. Is it clear? Okay. Neutral action picture. What is neutral action picture? Now, neutral action is our day-to-day life. We are studying a book. We are talking with two friends. We're standing somewhere. These are neutral things, day-to-day life situation. Now, you will say, sir, what is positive situation, positive action and neutral action? See, in positive action, there may be someone with some different personality doing something. In neutral action, it will be some youngster doing thing. Now, please try to understand. Please, everyone. Now, listen. Suppose there is a person in uniform. A person in uniform doing something neutral. Then in that case, it will be a positive action picture, because we have to take that officer as doing something good. In neutral action, today, we are talking about today. If we are seeing a boy sitting with picture, it comes to us, our day-to-day life. Because today we are not officers, right? Yes or no? In that case, we have defined, so we have to write. In neutral, we are writing our day-to-day affairs. Now, these kind of pictures, pay attention, please pay attention. These kind of pictures are very important for psychologists, because this echoes your personality. It gets your personality out. Oh, so you are this. So you think, so you are. There are some people who are very doubting. You were standing, you were doing this, you were doing that, but you didn't do this, but you did that. But what is the problem with them? They have lived with wild people, they have lived with snakes, they have lived with dragons, they have lived with people who have always played games. That is why it is now deep rooted in their mind. Why are politicians so bad? Because unfortunately, every politician without the political discipline is creating havoc. They're all thinking of coming up from out of the bound area to the topmost position. Ask anybody, any politician, he may be a small representative of some political party, what you would like from the God to give you in your political future. Without thinking here and there, he will say, I would like that the God makes me the Prime Minister. Without thinking whether he is capable or not capable. Let me appreciate one thing and tell all of you. Prime Minister post, you may see as powerful, but it is very troublesome. It requires a very competent person, because it is very tiring. It requires a person with a lot of stamina, lot of tact, lot of reasonability. It is not a post of kingdom throne just like that. Okay, now when we are talking of a responsible person, the responsible person has to be good. As I told you, every political worker thinks if a team man like Narendra Modi ji can become Prime Minister, then why cannot I? Unfortunately, you're looking at the starting, but you're not looking at the efforts. You're not looking at the regular efforts the team did at different stages. And then he became a chief minister, and thereafter he is also given as a chief minister 20 to 25 years. And he has been in chief minister of one of the best states also. A great learning point. Thereafter he became the prime minister, and again there also he has done. So he's given us consolidated efforts. I told you of a story, I will repeat it, that a farmer one day thought, I will be the king. So the king said, granted, become a king. And then every post, tomorrow you want to become an officer, there are certain responsibilities associated with that. If you think you just want to somehow become an officer, after that you don't want to do anything, then I'm sorry, you are not coming for the right job. It is just the beginning. You'll have to work. Similarly, as a king, the farmer thought, I will enjoy this, I will enjoy that. There is nothing like enjoyment. When you are a king, you have responsibilities. So the king said, okay, you become. And he tied a sword on a hair on top of the throne. Now, the farmer, while sitting, all the time was worried, what will happen to the sword, what will happen to the sword. Finally, the day ended and he took a deep breath. He said, thank God I'm free. Similarly, any one of you who is just thinking, wow, has to understand that there are responsibilities attached with it. So what are we doing in the SSB analysis? We are trying to identify whether you are talking only like a farmer or you are wise enough to understand that when you become a king, you will have responsibilities on top of you. Yes or no? If you are ready for it, if you are capable for it. It's not that you dream and you become. So if you know that you have to become an officer, many soldiers entry, they have a serious problem. They don't want to practice lecturate. They don't want to practice speaking. They don't want to command the language. And every day they think I should become an officer. No, it is not possible. Now you say, sir, my qualities are there. Where is the qualities? How will I come to know the qualities? Is the qualities in green color, blue color, red color, yellow color? No. Qualities are judged by what you speak. So when you can't speak, how will we come to know what quality you have? When you cannot think fluid, you will not be able to speak. So when you will think fluid, you will be able to speak, and when you will speak, people will come to know quality. Is it clear? There is one more thing. There people say that, sir, he may be thinking good, but he may be speaking good, but he may not be a good person. Agreed. But if he is consistent in his effort, remember, it will become his permanent personality. Even if he was a thief and he has been doing goodness for 20 years regularly without any break, consistency is clear, he will transform from thief to a saint. Same thing applies to you. If you start living, there is an old saying, Binu satsang vivek na hoi. So living with nice people, you slowly leave all those nonsense behind. And you will start smiling, what the hell did I do? But when you live between the pigs or the donkeys, you knowingly, unknowingly become like them. Is it clear? So please try to understand, become good speakers. I am not quoting that non-speakers are pigs or donkeys. I am just talking of a general thing. The non-speakers are good people, but if they will not express, they will not be evaluated rightly. Non-speakers may be brilliant human beings. Only their close, near, dear ones will realize. But society at large will never realize. Yes or no. So please express, that is very important. Now coming down to neutral action picture. This picture, as I told you, is something which will spark your own memories back. It will be not only of this, it can be of a running person. It can be of two talking person. A neutral action picture can be of a person writing something, person speaking in the class, speaking on the stage. There can be a person receiving, talking to some senior person. These are all neutral action picture which you have experienced. Sometimes the principal must have called you and told you something, and thereafter you did something. Neutral action picture. A person speaking to a senior person. Yes or no? Person running, you must have done marathon, where you had won the marathon with your sheer determination. Neutral action picture. Is it clear? Are you understanding how to categorize, how to identify? When you identify, then why don't you write yourself? Why are you missing the opportunity of writing your stories? By writing only those stories which you have read from n number of places. Why are you not confident of stitching your own clothes? Why do you want to buy branded clothes? Why don't you create your own brand? Confident people create their own brands. But ill-confident people show their brands. We don't want showing your brands. We want you to be your own self. Is it clear? Understood? Yes or no? Now let's go down to the sixth category. This is neutral situation picture. See, neutral action picture and neutral situation picture is the same. There is a very slight difference. If you see, in neutral action he is doing something. In neutral situation there is something happening, but you don't know who is doing what. But they are similar. They again talk about, now these are four people in neutral situation, right? You were standing with four friends, then you decided how to do something. Yes, you can write a picture, write a story. You think of four soldiers deciding something, right? Service entry, right? The other people, right? Is it clear? Yes, no. That is it. So once you write your thoughts, they will come to know about you. But if you write X, Y, Z, I have a very serious complaint for service entry people. They mostly, whenever they see a writing person, particularly this picture, they will write a nonsense story. Most of them, I am reminding you. They write, there is a boy who worked very hard and became an IAS officer. Now look at psychologically, what are you writing? You are here in SSB to get selected as an officer, and you are writing in your dream, you are thinking of becoming an IAS officer. Contradictory. You see an exam and you write from your wild this thing that she wanted to become a research. Why are you here? What is contradiction? I say something, I do something, I write something. Yes or no? Am I right? Yes or no? That's it. If you write that the person wanted to really do well in a career exam without saying defense, army, anything, acceptable. But if you are being specific and then you are talking something, your action speaking something, not impressed. Not impressed. Neutral situation picture I have explained you. Now you come down to predefined situation. Now in this, there are some people who have cut, paste, copy modus operandi. Now you will say, what is cut, paste, copy modus operandi? अरे भैया वो लोग पहले से कुछ स्टोरी बना के ले जाते हैं और हर जगह चिपका देते हैं. They just pick some stories and they just plant it wherever they feel like. In the process, here it does not apply. Here you will have to accept that what is the picture and create a character according to that. Now suppose you want to write your story in this kind of picture, either it has to be something of your experience or your hero has to match the picture. Suppose in this you are seeing a plane, what kind of hero you will think? Pilot? And you want to write a story about a pilot who safely landed the flight in spite of some problems while landing. Yes, no. Clear? So that will be right because predefined. You are shown a fighter plane, think of a wing commander because naturally he will be the best position. Or you want to write a story that he was an NDA student who worked hard and finally became flight lieutenant, can be taken. But generally predefined picture cannot be ignored and written casually. the element of the picture has to be used positively. There is a girl carrying pot and you have written a journal story, will not have. You will have to write particularly because it is predefined. पहले से बता दिया गया है क्या है. So they expect you to adapt. Now tell me one thing, what are they checking? Adaptation. If tomorrow I am tell you, okay, sweep the floor, you say, sir, I have to be an officer, I will not sweep the floor. I'm sorry. When you will go for the camp, you will have to do that. You're getting the point? If you have attitude, get lost. You will become an officer. But if you have too much attitude, get lost. Every job, every work is like a family. If you treat it as a family, you are welcome to the armed forces, you are welcome to every organization. But you have attitude, no, I can't do this. I'm actually not born for this. Who told you to do it forever? Yes or no? It is requirement of the emergency. What will you do? Tomorrow your father becomes ill and has serious problem. What will you do? Here, get the nurse. No, the nurse is not there. Okay, then who will do it? No, this is not done. Clear? You have to do it. Any doubts? समझ में आ रहा है सबको? तो प्री डिफाइंड में सिचुएशन को चैलेंज लेके उसी से जुड़ा हीरो बना के लिख सकते हो. हाँ, ये सिचुएशन थोड़ी काल्पनिक होगी, इमेजिनेटिव होगी, पर ये ऑब्जर्वेशनल लर्निंग की तरीके से देखी जाएगी. इट विल बी सीन दैट यू आर रेडी टू अडेप्ट एज पर. और कोई ऐसी प्री डिफाइंड पिक्चर नहीं होगी जो बेताल की बना दी या समथिंग एल्स. There is some new movie which is on some Betal theory, Thamma and whatever. But actually we are not going to that imaginative world. We are wanting you to live in reality because we want to know how competent you are in reality. कितने काबिल हो reality में ये देखना चाहते. Clear? Now we come down to vague and unclear picture. Now vague and unclear picture में क्या होता है? The character is not clear. There is something blur vision. There are something else, and that is why you don't know what exactly it is. Here, your logic gets more active. Because when you will not see, you will use your wisdom, you will apply logic. Suppose I show you a black picture with two dark spots. What will you make a story? Come on, tell me, vague and clear. What will you do? You will show off a power cut if you are logical. Yes or no? Ki one day the light went off. And suddenly it was totally dark and nothing was visible except a small hole in nearby in the upper window because there was moonlight outside. So the person, remembering the diagram of the room, went out, somehow reached a spot, arranged for a candlelight. Yes or no? And then they decided now we can utilize this opportunity because it's a wonderful moonlight outside. We can sit down there, sit and talk for some time till the light arrives. As the light was taking time, they also used that time to buy candles and other things, other resources. They also identified that why their inverter was also down. They realized it had a battery shortage. The winds were fine, so they decided to not, in the summer time, instead of sleeping back and letting mother suffer, why not we shift her to the open area? So they slept in the open area. This way the mother got some relaxation to care. And thereafter, in the early morning hours, they shifted home. Soon the power arrived. This can be written. It happens in everyone's life. Every day is not perfect. You'll have more dark nights very soon. You're going to have a power crisis also very soon. The way the population is multiplying with no solution in sight. Is it clear? So you have to be ready. Now this is vague and clear. These two people are sitting. You can see, somebody can assume they're having coffee. Somebody can assume they're playing something. Somebody can assume everything. Now, so you are, so you will think. If you sit down in serious discussion with a friend and plan things, you will think that they both were supposed to decide it. Now, if you're saying they're girls, now very important point I want to teach to the boys and to others. If you're seeing prominently girl characters, there is no reason that you should deliberately make them boys. You can take them as two girls and you can write how they responsibly work together as a team. Now you will say, sir, why should I write girls? This will be a psychological misunderstanding. No. It will show how you look forward. Remember, if you are a responsible person, you like a responsible girl. You are a gentleman, you like a gentleman girl. I mean, a lady, gentle lady. So, if you are thinking of a girl who is responsible, who discusses and creates a project, you are also similar. It can be taken. But if you are deliberately changing the other gender to boys, that means you are edgy about it. You may be having issues. You may have difficulty in mixing with the other gender. And remember, in the armed forces, boys and girls work shoulder to shoulder. They have no hesitation. And remember, all these gender issues, all these sexualities, every kind of sexual identification which the movie is doing, it is only to pervert the society which it does not deserve. Is it clear? Yes or no? This is deliberately sabotage by American thought process and its counterparts to destroy the cultural richness of India, which has sustained its progress. So remember, don't have to do that. Clear? Then we come down to blank picture. Now what is blank picture about? Blank picture, they say, okay, write whatever comes to your thought. Suppose you have written a 11th story about some sports person or some sporting event or some army thing or something. Then automatically your mind is not what should I say, is not double-sided. It will be naturally writing something similar, but on a different context. Or, as the psychologist says, write whatever comes into your mind. Now imagine, I'm a good poet or a writer, particularly even in Urdu, even in English. English poems also we have come, Life Sings is one. So when I have written that poem book, which is already there, now what am I doing? If somebody tells me to come on the stage and say one thing, what am I going to do? I'm going to read out one of the poems. Yes or no? Why? Because that gives me a sense of achievement. Similarly, if a person is good in jokes, when he is told in the stage, come and do something, he will tell a joke. There's a person who's good in singing, will come and sing a song. There's a girl who's told to do something and she's good in dancing, she'll come and give the dance performance. It is natural. Yes, no. Similarly, if your biodata is speaking about something which you have done specifically as a team, something outstanding, where you got some achievement, you want to write that down, you can write it in the blank picture. It is not necessarily that you try to make a superhero in that blank picture, but write something which is relevant to you. It's okay. Or write similarly, like you have written sports, then you have written something else of the other team, where you work like a team. Depends on what is your special quality. If you are a team person, you have written 1-2 stories on team and you really feel team way is the best way, you want to write another story on team, please go ahead. You think you are a person with sense of responsibility, 1-2 stories you've written, you want to write another place where you had done wonderfully in terms of responsibility, you want to write, please go ahead. So in blank picture, it is your choice. It is your choice of your expression. But again I am telling you, not for impression, expression. When we try to create a big thing, last time I told you that time you were all smiling. I was sitting with Prime Minister, smiling. Don't do big talks, talk relevant. Clear? So in blank picture also you have to write a story which you realize as this thing. Now do it. When you do it, then I'll come to see, then I'll come to know. I've given you all the directives with truest thing. And remember, maximum of them understand this. Never mind, now let's go further. What are the different things? Factor 1, planning and organizing. Effective intelligence is a quality. What is effective intelligence? Jugaad. There are so many times when you want to do a thing, but it is not possible because you don't have the resource. But if you have a mind, you generate resource. Yes or no? So what do you do in that? You tend to write a story on any kind, wherever it is. You think of jugaad, that there was not this, so he thought, why not we do this, we do that, and this. So if that element part is there in your story, we know you have this quality. Yes or no? Yes or no? There are some people, when they land in trouble, they cry, we don't have it. But there are some people, when they land in trouble, they innovate, they create, they take help, they put 2 to 2 together to make 5. Am I right? And that is the kind of people we want, where people do not do foolishness, but use resources. Yes, you are in some difficulty, you suddenly remember that there is a classroom fellow living near, you can go and submit the file, whereas you can do this, we can do that. You have the visualization power. Visualization is automatically the key source for creating jugaad or effective solution. What is jugaad? Jugaad is a word, Jugaad, that is here and there somehow solved. And that is how life is done. Because tell me, there is no picture perfect of life. And with half education, our country is a dangerous country to live. In some countries where there is no education, easy to live. In some countries where there is proper education, easy to live. In our country, full of half education, very dangerous to live. Here, using creative solution is very, 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 very important. Clear? Understood? Yes or no? I will tell you this funny story. I don't know if you remember. There was a foreigner, he was having some problem with one of the scooters. He was not able to start it. And then suddenly a person came over and he said, don't worry. And then he took the scooter and put it totally down. And then he started it, started. Now he said, what is this? What is this technology? He said, jugaad technology. Actually behind that, it was a thought process that the petrol goes down, and when you bend it totally, it comes into the engine when you have a shortage. But it is enough to help you reach the petrol pump. Yes or no? So this story where a person uses the basic intelligence in a different natural way is called as jugaad, and that is very, very important even in every job, in army more so. Is it clear? Next we come down to reasoning ability. You see, in reasoning ability we have a mindset which is comparative. This could happen in this, why can't we do this here? So we generally have a thought process. When we write a story, in a story we say that, okay, we have to prepare this project, but let's take a parameter from a senior's project, and thereafter we will get an idea what are the things to do, and we will improve it further, thus we will do. So the reasoning ability to think about the senior's project and apply it to make a better one is required. There are some people who will always have, sir, I don't know how to do. There are some people who will not waste time going down, waiting for the senior. They will immediately identify if things have been done before. Why not take an example from there and learn? There are some people who learn even from seniors. There are some people who write letters to the Chief of the Army Staff. We don't want those people who want to write a letter to the Chief of the Army Staff. We want those people who can apply their mind and learn from seniors and do something. Is it clear? Reasoning ability means as simple. So in your story, if you're writing something where you are applying, we can do this. Why don't we do this? Like we talk about a story where there's a blind turn. He realized that the blind turn is this, because of the tree. So they removed the tree from that place, planted it somewhere else. Now the blind turn was gone, so the accident was solved. Yes or no? Can be done. Reasoning ability. Effective intelligence also, but reasoning ability also. Then we've got organizing ability. In a story, one of the friends had asked me this question, that suppose we have to write a story about some kind of celebration, some kind of event in the school, we want to systematically think, first we did this, then we did this, then we did this, then we did. Now that kind of thought process, step by step moving, and thereafter completing the task is called organizing ability. And the moment you have this beautiful thought process, where you are able to sequentially place everything, oh, you are awesome. Awesome is the right word for you, because you are able to organize things. Remember, every collection of more than one person is an organization. Family is an organization, couple is an organization. And if couple, after two also, couple, not Kapil Sharma or other person, I'm talking about couple. If they are also more than two people and they are not organizing, they are not dividing the duty, they are a failure. Many couples compete with each other as if they are there to prove each other lower. And lately, a lot of girls are having these issues. Even the boys earlier were also bad. I agree with it. They were misogynistic. But today, the girls are creating all the trauma to prove themselves. They are over exceeding the line. They want to belittle the others. In the process, what is happening? They are creating chaos. They are not understanding that the Shah Rukh Khan movie or any other's movie of romance is not the real romance. The romance is within the mind, the happiness of giving, celebrating, not going to the sky or other things. I wish these heroes themselves would have looked into their eyes. They create a false world around us and we suffer. I openly feel sometimes bad for the girls' glamorous dresses they wear. There's nothing wrong. People say, why? What's wrong? We are a country with mixed education. We are a country with some people very orthodox, some people semi-educated, some people still living in the Adivasi thought process, some people living in different thought process. Now in that case, a glamorous looking girl walking in the street with high glamour becomes a very attractive object for those half read, half idiots people. And unfortunately, the girl sometimes land into problems. I agree, we should have strong policing, we should have strong laws, but unfortunately we are the populous country, and every time when God is not able to give justice to everyone equally, the police is too human. They can hardly do that. But why are the girls doing this? Because they are inspired by those actresses who are doing it. But those actresses are walking in high security. If they also do this in normal areas, they are into trouble because they are giving wrong messages. Even men, if they take off the dress, make huge body and then they walk, then again there is a problem. So, very difficult to explain people. You comment this and suddenly you start having a comment, oh, you are so much, you are anti-feminist, you are anti this thing. I am not. I care for my daughter sitting here, studying, there are other watching. All of them should be safe and secure, but we cannot overlook that India is not fully educated, not having the excellent speed of law, not having the excellent speed of working. And so girls will have to be intelligent to live their life nicely, not make it a public affair to get affected. Anything which we want to do personally, every place is right. But nevertheless, as a teacher, I'm sorry. If somebody hurt, please spare me the comments. Please spare me the comments. Go by the education. Clear? Understood? Now getting back to organizing ability. Suppose you've gone to a picnic. Do you think you just go away to picnic? Like that, walk and walk. Guys, we're going to picnic. No, you go to picnic with some planning. We'll go there. We'll do this. And remember one thing, the people who have a proactive thought, they have some planning. Even where they will go for picnic, they think. They compare and decide, yes or no. And then they will go there, where will they eat refreshments, what games will they play, they all decide, yes or no. That's it. So you have to show that in organizing ability. Now, while you were doing annual function in your school, you planned, yes. While doing your tech festival in the colleges, you planned. While doing your Bada Khana as a soldier, you planned. Air Force Day, Army Day, you planned. You have to write. Clear? Yes or no? Okay. Then we have power of expression, that is communication, and also writing. If you write something, you are saying you are going to Tokyo, it is looking you are going to Hawaii. So I think you are going somewhere different. You should be able to write what you want. You're getting the point. It should be very clear. In your speech also, clarity is important. Fluency is not. Fluency can be compromised. Clarity should not. If I am speaking fluent or with clarity, it's okay. If I am not able to speak fluent, clarity is more important. Is it clear? So power of expression, the confidence speech, the loudness, the clarity, very important. If you talk, good evening, sir, I was thinking, so I think, please, sir, you're gone. Because your speaking is what? Too mellowed down, too shy, too soft spoken. Yes, no. That's it. So power of expression is an important quality. Now we come down to the factor second, social adjustment, social adaptability. There are some people who say, sir, I can't sit with this kind of person, right? I can't sit with this kind of person. And that, yeah, I cannot sit with this kind of person, sir. Because basically, this is their son. Now, why are you? In the army, you will be mixing with people from all the place. So how can you have this option? Clear, not clear? So adjustment is important. You should be quick in adjusting. In your stories, if you're showing that a person went here and there, saw everything and then adjusted, that's it. Social adaptability. Clear? Now we come down to the third thing, cooperation. You should be working as a team. There are some stories you can create 2-3 heroes and together they work together. Like Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, height of cooperation, isn't it? Even Hanumanji adding to it, then Sugriv adding to it. Oh, it was wonderful cooperative team. Similarly, in the armed forces, we work as a team. We create cooperation. But there are some people who write single hero story. He alone did everything. Now we don't want these characters. Please go away. We want people who think that it is practically possible when we divide our work, we work as a team, right? Now that doesn't mean that you have to but you can always write so and so. For example, you there, Abhishek and his friends together wanted to do this, so they decided to do this, do that. They divided the work, they did this. Even organizing can also, when you create a story, it is not single quality focused. There are when set diagrams. You're getting the point, which is overlapping. So in one story, you will get even cooperation, you will also have effective intelligence, you may also have social adaptability. Is it clear? So this is it. Look in the book, everything is explained. But if you don't study, I'm sorry to say, you will not open your mind. And once you open your mind, you will be much, much better version than me. I know it. And I will be proud of it. Because you are the next generation, rather 2 generations ahead, you will do excellently well. God bless you, do well. Cooperation clear? Now we come down to the 7th quality, sense of responsibility. There are some people whom you give tasks, they say, oh my God, he's trusted me, I have to do it. There are some people who are told, do your homework, they do it. There are some people, they walk in with a binaka smile, sir, yesterday I felt sleepy, could not do it. That is height of shamelessness. There are middle one, they will lie. Some other people, they will say, my relatives came. Done. Relatives came so. After they were gone, wake up late night, complete the work. There are some people who will do it. And there are some people who will hang it. There is a doctor who's tired. He still finds an emergency case, he will help. There is a doctor who's tired, or his duty time is over, emergency case, go to hell. Now tell me which character you prefer. So when you prefer that doctor who is responsible, so we prefer that character who is responsible. So sense of responsibility is a thought process. It is a motivating process. Self-motivating process. So we want that in your story. If it comes, wonderful. Then we come down social effectiveness initiative. Nobody is going to come, please, sir, you are supposed to be the field marshal next time in the armed forces. And what are you doing? Please join SSB. SSB will be waiting for you. No. Nobody is coming to your home. You have to take the initiative and then you go there. Then you get selected even there. Then you take further initiative. Then you become senior officer. Then further initiative. And God bless. Maybe you become a field marshal. The general or others are open to all. Field marshal is a little difficult position. Maybe in Pakistan if you do that. We found a Pakistani general deliberately claiming himself as a field marshal. Maybe. Okay. I hope you don't change citizenship. Anyway, now we come down to the ninth quality, self-confidence. Now what is self-confidence? Self-confidence is the ability which takes you forward to complete a work. So if you will not cancel too much in your stories, if you will write relevantly, it is self-confidence. If you will write something which is looking practical, it is self-confidence. But if you will write something which is impractical, overconfidence. You are not able to think, it is underconfidence. Not able to write, underconfidence. So self-confidence is that you should be having the right information. You should do homework before you go there. Don't bluff. Sir, must be this. Okay, let me tell you. Don't lie. It is clear case of overconfidence and deceitfulness in you. So do your homework and thereafter don't hesitate to speak. Is it clear? So in your self-confidence, you will not cancel in your stories too much. You will write something which is very practical and you will write a complete story. Then we come down to speed of decision making. In a story, if you waste too much lines in coming to the character or situation. In the starting, there was a boy, but he lived in a village. There he always saw coconut trees. There he also saw this. Then one day, what happened? Now you wasted 2-3 lines unnecessarily. That means you were not able to decide what is to be done. You were given time to decide after that time when the picture was shown to you, you were given 30 seconds to see and decide. It was enough where you should have decided rather than wasting it. Oh, there was a village. It was very beautiful. It was full of greenery. There were coconut trees and Ravi lived there. But Ravi was a very nice person. But one day, now you've so much time, nonsense. You want to write about Ravi, a coconut person doing something? Come directly. In a village, there was a Ravi, he was a coconut farmer. One day he found this. Come, quick decisions. In your decision should come fast. But it should come with a logical thought, but it should come fast, not waste. Then he went to his grandfather. Then he went to his father. Then he went to his mother. So you keep playing office, and then you come down. You've seen that serial, office, delaying files, wasting time. You see the bureaucracy working, playing slow. Okay, you go to that department, you go to that department. How much time you waste? Army doesn't work on this. Army wants to take quick decisions and you don't want people with delayed tactics. Clear? They will take logical, but they will not play too delayed tactics. Clear? Now we come down to the 11th quality, ability to influence the group. Now in your story, if you are able to convince people, you are able to get them together as a team. You show that you go there and you request them, please join as a team. And they all join together and then you work. Oh, wonderful. Ability to influence the group. You remember Birbal? He used to influence Akbar with his good logic. Similarly, you also must be doing it. When you think for all and you think rightly for all, everyone will agree, yes or no. That is ability to influence. So in the story, if you are showing worry for others, thinking for others and getting them together and completing it, we know you have the ability to influence the group. In the story. Of course, in behavior, we will talk it separately. Clear? Any doubts? Okay. Liveliness. In your story, if you are not cheerful, you look sad. One day somebody saw me in a very bad position, thinking seriously what to be done in this funny situation every time. And that person over the period has not been able to decode what is the reason of complication, has not identified the real cause. Because I was also sitting with few relatives, and those few relatives were very complicated people. Very complicated, very, very complicated, because they're very paranoid, very, very deceptive, changing faces, changing this thing. So I was wondering what to do, and that person landed up saying that you are, a very irritating person. Very this thing. Very, very irritating, very, very unfortunate person. Very, very, there was a Hindi word also, I was going to say, manus. Very, very, what do we call that? There was a movie, where it was called, what was it? कि वो आ जाता है तो फॉर्च्यून ही खराब हो जाता है क्या? हाँ, पनौती kind of person. So now that panauti, why did because the person is into that hatred where he doesn't understand. And what I was doing, I was actually seriously planning. But with all the patience, I kept silent and explained, no, it's not that. It was actually I was seeing. I'm sorry. The job was over. I'm not there to explain every day. And that person I met in a social situation, so not my compulsion also, yes or no. But I said this. This is the truth. Where was the problem? Problem was not with that person. The problem was with me. बेटा तुम लोग को सीखना है. लोग इतना आपके दर्द से कोई वास्ता नहीं रखते, आपकी गंभीरता से कोई वास्ता नहीं रखते. They are not bothered about what pain you are going through or what difficulty you are going through, how your family is managing finance. They are not interested. They want to see a chirpy, lively self of you. Because that is motivation. That is your inner strength, inner energy. Wash away your woes. If you live with your blues, people will laugh at you. So all these children here, please learn. I have given a general example, not to embarrass myself, not to embarrass you, but to educate you. People are funny. They will not like it. So correct that. Liveliness done. Now we come down to determination. Very important. If you will not have determination, will you be able to complete anything? Nothing. You came further here to go for SSB. Was it not your determination to complete maths, English, GS, or whatever came in your exam? Yes or no? So determination is key to success. So if your story shows that the person he tried and won, wonderful. Determination. That is a good quality. Now there is courage. Courage also is like determination. But courage comes forward, coming with initiative, coming with wisdom. Now courage doesn't have to be foolish. That he came out in the night and jumped from the building. No. Take precaution, but do it. He came forward, is wonderful. He did it with intelligence, is wonderful. Remember the line, Josh and Hosh. Remember the line, wisdom and courage. Is it clear? So if you are showing that, it is also a quality which can come out in the story. Then we have come down stamina. Stamina is not give up, and over the period when you will keep practicing, you will become brilliant, you will become fast, you will become quick, you will become strong. That is stamina. Stamina, today if I make you run for half a kilometer, it is going to tire you out, but after some period of time, if you keep practicing, you will do 40 kilometers in one go, which many people do in the armed forces, which is unimaginable today. And I also have destroyed my stamina because I've been teaching here regularly, not practicing to that extent. So even after having a little period in the armed forces, if I go today, I will start panting. And with my age, maybe I'll become a picture in the wall. So always remember, stamina comes from determination. It also comes from exercise, and it gives you the extra courage. But more than the physical courage, it is the mental courage that makes the stamina stronger. Is it clear? So all these stories. Now if you have written a story on athlete who does not give up and becomes a champion, marathon runner, it's wonderful. Is it clear? Every story, you can make a combination Story on courage and leadership story you can create. Yes or no? Then what you can do is story on team spirit and cooperation. As a team they can work up and they cooperated with each other and they completed it. So I'm giving you just a combination. I'm not telling you anything more. It's all there in the book. It's all there in the book. It's all there. And after reading it, you'll get an idea. But don't repeat the stories. Create something new of your own. Remember my rule of learning. Nakal, akal, shakal. What is nakal? Everybody learns from nakal. They get an example, they learn. Akal, they apply what really happened. How, why they did this. That is akal. And shakal means the new thing which you create. So you start with nakal, then you do apply akal, and then you do shakal. For example, first time when you called papa, mama, you nakal. Papa, ma. You kept seeing their face, so you said it. And when they said wow, then you applied okay. So nakal, akal, shakal is the format of learning. Story on sense of responsibility and planning. Initiative and resource, you went forward, then you applied brain, solved it. You'll be doing it many times. Then you can create a story on emotional intelligence and problem solving. There are many people, when they see their mother in trouble or other, they forget the wisdom. I have seen a whole set of people, they do not realize who is wrong. If their mother has said jump, they will jump. If their mother had said go high in the pole, they will go high in the pole.